Hey there techies. Lately I've been reviewing many vibe coding tools, but suddenly this question popped into my mind. Which of these vibe coding tools is the best? And that's why I made this video. Today we're going to test two of the top vibe coding tools, Firebase Studio and Lovable 2.0, by developing the same project in both. Let's start with Firebase Studio. But before building the project, let's take a look at Firebase Studio's features and how it works. The major features are a canvas where you can design your user interface, and, the most exciting part, it supports Android app development with a built-in Android Studio. Firebase Studio is developed by Firebase, a backend as a service provider owned by Google. As it is owned by Google, it uses Gemini AI for project development. One more advantage is that Firebase Studio also supports Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is the most advanced model of Gemini. Firebase Studio offers only 3 project spaces for free. So once you hit the limit, you'll need to delete existing projects to create a new one. However, if you want to store more than 3 projects without a paid plan, you can try joining the Google Developer Program for free. This will give you access to create up to 10 free projects. Now let's develop our first project. The first project I am going to develop is Home Inventory Website. Now let's start to build the Home Inventory website in Firebase Studio. So, in the prompt box I am going to paste the prompt that describes the features and functionalities of the website we want. For this project I am not going to select any particular tech stack, so let's see what Firebase chooses. Let's hit enter and wait for the response. The response speed is great. And before developing the project, it prototypes the website features like add item, edit or delete item, and as website basics like color, layout, and animation. We can edit this prototype by selecting the edit option from the top right corner. Once the edit option is selected, we are redirected to this page where we can edit each and every feature of this app. This basically works like a Google Docs. And we can change the font size, alignment, and style. Let's try to edit something. As the first one, I'm going to change the name of the website. Let's call it My Home instead. The core features look fine. In the style guidelines, let's change the color to olive and add one more feature that displays a progress bar indicating the availability of items. I don't want to make any more changes, so let's click on the Save option. Now we are redirected to the previous window. And here we can check whether all the changes are noted or not. Like the color and the progress bar. Yes, all the changes are noted. So I am going to click on the Prototype this app option. Once clicked, Firebase Studio takes care of developing the app from frontend to backend. But still, we are not provided with any option to select a specific AI model like Gemini 2.5 Pro or Flash or anything like that. After waiting for a few minutes, our home inventory website is ready. As I guessed, Firebase Studio has used TypeScript to develop this project. And at last we have an option to edit the code. Let's check the functionalities of our website. Well, first let's maximize the screen by clicking the expand option for the top right corner, and try to change the theme of the website. Great, it works perfectly. But still, the olive color we mentioned is not used as the primary color in the UI. Let's try to add an item to this list. Wow. It has many options like location, category, price, quantity, and photo. As of now, I'm going to add oil to the items. So, the name is going to be oil, category, groceries, location, kitchen, value say $5, and quantity is 2. And for the photo, I have downloaded an image from Google. Let's try to attach it. Okay, I have added all the details. Let's add this item and check the output. This is amazing. The item is added and displayed at the home page. A card element is used to display the items, which makes it look dynamic. A progress bar is also displayed with the maximum count as 100. At the bottom of the card, we have options to edit and delete the stored items. Let's try to edit the item. The edit window is open now. I'm going to change the quantity of the item to 50. This way we can check the working both the edit and progress bar feature. Let's save this. Yes, the item is edited and stored seamlessly. The progress bar is also updated accordingly. Now let's delete this item and add more items to check if it works. And one more notable point is, if I didn't attach an image, a random image is added automatically. So, it means that the card element it is not dynamic but static. Because it is requiring all the fields to have some value to store the item. But still we can change this easily. Okay, as far as I've checked, it is working fine. At the top, we have 2 filters. The first one filters by category and the next one filters by the location of the item. One more cool feature of Firebase Studio is that, at the top we have option called Select. Using this option we can particularly select an element of the website and make changes to that. For example, I'm gonna select the card in which the items are stored and let's try to add hover effect to it. So, I'm gonna say, add hover effect to all the cards. And hit enter. From the right side panel we can notice the changes being updated. At first it didn't work, I entered the same prompt once again and in the second time it worked fine. The hover effect looks cool. The coolest feature of Firebase Studio is the canvas or annotate option, which basically turns hand-drawn features into real coded elements. Using this we can easily design our website. To use it, click on the annotate option at the bottom. Now we can freely draw anything on the screen. For example, I'm going to draw a button. At the top you'll notice various elements like shapes, text, eraser, image, etc. It basically looks like paint software. From these options I'll select the curved rectangle and draw a button here. Once an element is drawn, we can specify instructions or describe the purpose of the element over here. Whenever I click on this button, I want the page to be reloaded. So I am gonna say, this button should reload the page whenever clicked. To add text to the button, just double-click on the button element and you can start typing. As of now, I'm just gonna name it as Reload. And let's click the Send Drawing option. Once the drawing is sent, the Firebase Studio takes a screenshot of the page and starts the implementation. This feature is what makes the Firebase Studio stand out from the other AIs. Because other AIs like Lovable, Augment Code, or Tray don't have this feature. Using this feature we can design our UI seamlessly. This makes our work very simple because we don't have to prompt each and every detail. To be honest, prompting is difficult than drawing. The major issue is, sometimes we may not be able to prompt every minute details as all of us are not prompt engineers. Now our website is updated and let's try to use the reload button. Cool, it works, I'm really impressed. We have successfully developed the website in Firebase Studio. All I did is entering the prompt and Firebase Studio nailed the development. Let's see a summary of the major features and functions. Number 1, the prototype option, which makes a prototype of the project from our prompt, and let us edit, delete and add features to it. Number 2, the selection tool through which we can select a particular element and edit it. Number 3, the annotate option, which converts the drawings into app features. Number 4, inbuilt Android Studio and Android app development. And number 5, the overall functionality. Firebase Studio made our website without any errors and the speed is quite impressive. But the disadvantages are, limited only to 3 projects. And sometimes it is not following our prompt, like it didn't add the color we mentioned. But it is not a big issue. Now it's time to test Lovable, and that to Lovable 2.0. Lovable 2.0 is a tool where you can vibe code along with your team members. A tool that provides security scan, database integration, chat mode, developer mode, custom domains, and visual edits with one click. Lovable primarily uses Claude 3.7 Sonnet, which is the most powerful AI in terms of coding. And also it can integrate with other AIs like ChatGPT, Grok, and Gemini. But before starting, let's see the major updates of Lovable 2.0. At first, the UI is changed completely and it looks stunning. Next, there comes the most precious feature that makes Lovable stand at the top. That is, multiplayer collaboration. Lovable has introduced workspaces, through which a single user can invite other users to work in the same project. Users with Pro subscription can invite 2 members and the users with Team subscription can invite 20 members. And the notable point is, the collaborators uses the project owner's credits. In a workspace, the owner and admin can invite and remove collaborators, whereas the editors can only edit the project. Then we have the chat mode through which the user can chat with the AI. Basically, the user can ask anything related to the project and the AI replies without modifying the code. Security scan. This feature is enabled once you hit the publish option. It provides basic security to your app. Though this is not like a professional firewall. It safeguards your project from basic threats. Next up we have developer mode. This is where our prompts are turned into applications. We can enter our website idea in plain English and Lovable will take care of building a professional website, including both front-end and back-end. Then we have the most awesome feature, visual edits. This is where we can select an element from our website and change the aspects of it. For example, using this feature we can select a button element and change its function, color, margin, padding, text size and shape. At last we have custom domain feature. With this feature we can easily host our app by connecting with custom domains, provided within Lovable, without the need for external web hosting provider. Let's see Lovable in action. Now let's build the same home inventory website using Lovable 2.0. I'm gonna paste the same prompt and let's hit enter. Now at the right side you can notice that Lovable is prototyping our application. But unlike Firebase Studio, we can't edit the prototype, so Lovable lacks a handy feature that Firebase Studio has. After a few minutes we got an error. But don't need to worry, as Lovable can fix this. We can just click on the Try to Fix option, and Lovable takes care of fixing the error. If we scroll down further, we are provided with an option to see the error. Let's click on it. Now the error is visible. Let's wait till Lovable finishes debugging. Yes, our website is ready. Lovable has already stored something in the inventory. I'm gonna open it in a new tab. First, let's try to switch the theme to light mode. Let's try to add some items. So I'm gonna click on the Add Item option. This is amazing. Lovable has included all the fields we mentioned, like name, category, location, value, photo, and Lovable has also included description. For now, I'm going to add oil to this list. The name will be oil itself, and I want it to fall under the groceries category. So, let's try adding a new category named groceries. However, the Add New Category option doesn't seem to be working. Also, we can't add a new category under location also. And the value option is not properly working, as we can't scroll through all the decimal points. Well, let's check if at least we can add an image. So, I'm gonna add an image from my device. The image is added successfully. Next up, we have to fill the description. Once done, let's hit the Save option. My bad, it seems we can't save the item unless we fill in all the values. So, for the sake of it, I'm gonna select some random category. Okay, now let's try to save it again. Boom, it worked. The item is displayed in a card element with Delete and Edit option. When Firebase Studio developed a fully functional website in one click, we are facing quite some errors in Lovable 2.0. Before editing or deleting the item, let's try to fix the errors. Now, to fix the error, we can simply type the error in the prompt box. But before sending, make sure the chat option is not enabled. Because if it is enabled, then Lovable will not edit the code, instead it replies in chat itself. So now I've typed the error in the prompt box. And let's hit enter. Let's be patient till Lovable fixes the error. After a minute or two, our app is ready. Let's try to add an item. But the item we stored previously, that is, oil, is not displayed here, which means the items are not stored locally. We will fix it later. As of now, my main concern is adding items. So let's do it. I'm gonna add oil again. The details are gonna be same. Name, oil, and in the category, let's try to add a new category named groceries. And hit the Add button. My bad, it is still not working. The new category is still not added. Let's check the location field, as we need to add kitchen to the category. Gosh, it didn't work either. The next up is adding value. As of now, let it be $10. After attaching the photo, let's fill the description, cooking oil. Let's save it. Actually, when I developed this same website using Firebase Studio, the result was awesome and I didn't face any errors. But in Lovable, I'm facing quite some errors. I hope at least we can edit it. Now the edit window is open, though the categories are not displayed when we added the item, it is displayed here. Look, both the groceries and kitchen is now added to the existing categories. Fine, let's try to change the category from groceries to medicines. And add this item. Well, once again the item is not displayed. I think the error is in updating the state of this field. So let's close this window and open it again. Yeah, it works. Now the category is updated from kitchen to medicines. As this is a simple error, we can fix it just by prompting again. Guys, I am quite dissatisfied with Lovable results. You can clearly notice the difference in Firebase Studio's and Lovable's results. This makes Firebase Studio the winner in terms of coding and development. Let's see the major features of Lovable. With Lovable, GitHub sync is very easy. To sync this project, all we have to do is clicking on the GitHub icon from the top. Once clicked, select the Connect GitHub option and your project will be synced with the GitHub. And we can also easily set up database and authentication using the inbuilt Supabase option. Supabase is an open-source database that primarily supports Postgres. Thus, Lovable takes care of auth and database integration. Next, we can invite collaborators using this option, but you need Pro or Team subscription to do so. At last, we have Publish option. While publishing, we can also select domain provided by Lovable. Let's quickly go through the advantages of Lovable. Number 1. Supabase integration for authentication and storage. But Firebase Studio also offers Firebase integration. Number 2. Separate chat and developer mode, which comes handy at many situations. Number 3. Security scan. Number 4. Lovable offers 5 credits daily, whereas in Firebase Studio, we are limited to only 3 projects in free plan. Number 5. Multiplayer. And number 6. Custom domains. Though Lovable offers various features, a common user like me may not need them all. Because as of now, all I need is a perfect project. For such situations, Firebase will be the best. And for a user who don't know coding, Firebase Studio will be the best option, as it is good at both coding and debugging. And one more point is that we can directly edit the code in Firebase Studio, whereas in Lovable we need to set up GitHub and commit the code just to edit our code. But if you are planning to use Firebase Studio for your startup or something important like that, my answer is no. Because Firebase Studio is not as good as Lovable in some features like multiplayer, credits, and database integration. Especially database integration, because Firebase is one of the database with more vendor lock-in issues. But on the other hand, Lovable supports Supabase integration, which is an open-source Firebase alternative that has considerably less vendor lock-in issues. Considering these points, choose the AI builder you want. And I want to make sure that I am not affiliated with any of these companies, and all the information and points I shared in this video is solely based on my opinion. So, just consider these points before choosing any of them, but always conduct research on your side too. If you want me to make more of such AI comparisons videos, type yes in the comments. If you like my works, consider liking and subscribing. See you in the next video.